Hi everybody, Ryan G from Ryan G's Barbecue and Stuff. Today I'm going to be making some beef short ribs on my ugly drum smoker. The rubs I'm going to be using are some cattle dust from the Rusty BBQ company. They're a UK based company, make fantastic rubs. And also some Uncle Steve's Shake thick meat. I'm going to be putting that on as well, so I'm going to mix them up a bit. Just because the flavours work really well together. You get a herby crust and sort of like the Texas sort of brisket thing as well. I found the flavours work really great, so stick with me. Let's get to cooking. Right, so here's the meat. This is typical over here. It's from a butcher's called Sinew, quite close to where I live. They're really nice guys up there, and sorted me out a wonderful piece of short rib. You look at this. Look at the marbling in that meat. Got a bit of brisket up the top, which is a bonus. But the meat on these short ribs are fantastic. I'm really looking forward to giving these a go. They're going to come out really good. So first thing I'm going to do is trim them down a little bit. We take a little bit of this fat off here and all of that. And clean them up a little bit. But to be fair, they don't need that much of a clean up. They're pretty good. Yeah. So I'm just going to take some fat off, put the rub on, fire the drum up, let them sit there for a little while, and start cooking it. Yeah, so we're taking a fair bit off of this, but don't worry about it, there's still a lot of meat on these ribs. It was me saying I didn't want to go too aggressive, but well, I've really gone to town on it. But a lot of the white fat, or the really hard white fat, like this sort of stuff, that wouldn't have rendered down. So it's good that I've done that. Next bit, seasoning. Right, so first up we're going to hit it with some Uncle Steve's Shake thick meat, which is a really nice pepper and sort of traditional Texas rub with some Uncle Steve pop in it. I'm going to go quite heavy on this because it tastes pretty good. Give that a good press in. Turn it over. Get some bones. Just along the top. Press in and pick some of that up. And turn it this way. So we're getting along this edge. Nice good press in. Not forgetting the ends. So they need a bit of flavour on them as well. We just let that hang out a little bit. Once that starts to sweat down, I'm going to heat it up with a little bit of rub from the Rusty BBQ company, because it's got a nice herby crust to it, and I think this flavour combination works really well. So as I said earlier, I'm using Uncle Steve's Shake thick meat. Brilliant rub for this, ideal in fact. And I'm just about to put some cattle dust on from the Rusty BBQ company. Gives a nice herby crust. So it's all going to taste really good when it's finished. Got the meter probe in as well, if you can see down here. That's in, doing its thing. So the herbiness works really well with this. I think it's going to give it a lovely finish, and the two rubs are going to work fantastically well together. I'll sprinkle a little bit on. Just to give a nice sort of finish to it. Pat it all down. And that's all ready for the smoker now. What a beautiful combination of rubs. So here I am. Now the smoker's all up to temperature, ready to go. Here's the meat. I'm going to stick that in. It's going to be tasty. So stick with me. We'll plonk it on the smoker. Put a nice piece of cherry wood in there because I've got a load of it and I really like it. And we'll get smoking some meat. First thing I'm going to do, get the lid off. Put some good cherry wood in there. That can do its thing. I'm going to put my heat deflector in. So that'll catch all the dripping and all of that stuff coming out the beef. It's all in there. Next up, put the grill in. It's on there nicely. Last but not least, the ribs. Let's put them there and let them do their thing. So the thing is with drums, if you keep the lid off for too long, they go absolutely crazy. So let's get the lid back on and we'll see it in a few hours. Okay, so what I did do is record a previous bit where I cut these ribs off and like an idiot forgot to turn the sound on. So there's my ribs. Beautiful. Look at the crust from the Rusty BBQ company and Uncle Steve's Shake. It was you can see all the herbs there from the cattle dust from the Rusty BBQ company, and the beautiful colour from Uncle Steve's Shake thick meat. I'll show you how tender they are because they're absolutely like butter. No resistance there whatsoever. It's like meat jelly, lovely meat jelly. The cook went really well. I'll tell you about that in a second. Okay, so the cook went really well. Drum run like a dream. I ramped it up to 275 to start off with Fahrenheit, just to get it going. Temperature climbed really quickly on the beef ribs, so I ramped it back to 250, 240. Sat there all day, solid as you like. Perfect drum cooker. What can I say? The Uncle Steve's Shake and the Rusty BBQ company. The cattle dust I finished off on the top, and the thick meat. Lovely Texas herb, spice and all that good stuff. All worked really well. So I'll give you a rundown on what I actually done with the beef. I cut off the fat cap and the top part of the brisket, trimmed it all back down, run it over with some Uncle Steve's thick meat, let it sit there for a while I fired the pit up. Then I got the cattle dust, sprinkled that over the top for all the herbs, and it's really nice. for all the herbs, and it was really nice. So then took it off the pit, pulled it off, and this is what we got left with. Beautiful, delicious beef short ribs. If you like what I do, please do hit the subscribe button up there. Check out the videos below. This is Ryan G from Ryan G's Barbecue and Stuff. See you again soon, guys.